So I think you went on a tour to pyramids, no?
Yeah, that
Was it
also.
with you?
As a child, I always wanted to go see the Seven Wonders, but my first one was I always wanted to see pyramids. So one fine day in Bangalore, I was coming back with him from Bangalore city from Devi Puja. He was with him in the car, and he said, "अच्छा सुनो तुम pyramids तुम sorry तुम Egypt चले जाओ वहाँ जाके courses लो." And it was quite a shock kind of a thing that he thought of that. So while I was in Kenya, uh, I was teaching courses. So one of the participant who did the course with me, I used to stay with them also in their house also. And he was a Kenyan Airways pilot. And he was so fond of me. And one fine day, I was going from Nairobi to Egypt in the flight. He actually upgraded me to first class in the flight, and he came out, and we were a bit early reaching Egypt in Cairo. So he said, "Okay, just for you, let's do a full tour of pyramids from the top." I said, "Okay, that's so kind of you." So can you believe you know, I was. He took a full entire tour of pyramids from the top from the flight, and that's how I first saw pyramids in my life. Not even on the ground, from the top. He took a full circle, and then we landed. I know that's too special, but that's how Guruji makes our life. He makes us give everything best, to be honest. सारी इच्छाएं पूरी कर देते हैं. I'll come back to my Kenya thing. That's one very beautiful thing. So I was there for a month. As I mentioned that I came to Kenya, I was there for a month. But after a month, the people that I was staying with, he said, "Ki, how long is your visa for?" I was like, "What is visa?" I didn't even know that there's something called visa. So he said, "When you came, you should have got a visa." I said, "No, I don't know." Then he said, "Show me your passport." So I showed him my passport. My passport was blank. I did not get any visa. And then he said, "How did you enter this country? How you didn't even get the visa?" I said, "Nobody asked, so I don't know." So somehow he managed to get me a visa for next 3 months. That itself was embarrassing, but somehow he managed to get me a visa for next 3 months. And one fine day after 3 months, I get a call from Gurudev early in the morning, like 6 o'clock. And he said, where are you? Are you in Nairobi? I said, "Yes, Gurudev." He said, "Okay, listen, you come back to Bangalore today." I said, "Today?" He said, yeah, just come back to Bangalore Ashram. Come to Ashram today itself. I said, "Guruji, yesterday I started the course." He said, "No, give it to some other teacher, but you come back today." I said, "Okay, Gurudev." So I was very happy to go back to India, but you will not believe, Digvijay, that was the last date of my visa on my passport. I didn't even know that I'm supposed to leave the country. He knew it there, and that's how he just got me out there. Can you believe that? He is keeping track of what is my last date of my visa.
And what about the European stories? You took many courses in Europe also, right?
Yeah, so Europe, my shadi itself is a story. If you're doing a session with Pooja, she'll tell you that story. That itself is a guru story. So after our shadi, he asked us to go to Europe, especially Bulgaria. So we went to Bulgaria, Pooja and I. We went to Bulgaria, and for 3 months we were there. We did good work out there, many courses, big courses, and then from there, I also got invited to go and do DSNs in other countries in Europe. I did DSNs in few countries in Europe, and I thought, now life is good here. Life is settled. Work is good. We were like in and out of Europe for like 2-3 years, and doing TTCs, DSNs, good work in Bulgaria. Bulgarian team is very nice. Gurudev also was very happy. So there was a time I was doing 5 DSNs in 5 countries in 5 weeks. So I felt very settled. So after that, Gurudev came to German ashram, and I was very proudly I went and told him, Gurudev, so many courses happened and so many DSMs happened, and he said, "Ha, very good." And then he asked me, "Tumhara visa how long is your visa for?" I said, "Gurudev," it was July at that time. I said, "Gurudev, till December." Then he said, "Acha, suno, listen, you'll have to go back to Arunachal. I'm coming to Arunachal in December. So you worked there for a long time, and why don't you go back to Arunachal and work and organize my visit?" I was like, really? Where is this coming from? But, the lesson learned from this, I would say, when you feel that you are settled, you know everything, you're quite set, he knows how to, take care of you from there. Like he knows when you're getting very comfortable, so he knows how to train you in that comfort level also. So that was a good learning for me.
That is true. Once one teacher, after one very successful event in Pune, one teacher told Gurudev, the event was so smoothly organized and there was no challenge. It was so systematically organized. And Gurudev said, "Are you getting old? Youngsters like challenges.
Yeah.
You are being happy that there was no challenge in the event. You should be happy there is a challenge."
That's true. That's true. That's how he trains us. Even like as you mentioned about that Christmas course. So that time Bulgaria used to be like a one-way visa. We used to not have multiple entry visa. So we were in German ashram. Pooja and I were in German ashram for TTC. And then in November, then if we went back to Bulgaria, we won't be able to come back for Christmas. So we told Gurudev in November, Gurudev, if we go, then we would like to come by for Christmas, but if we go, we'll not be able to come. Oh, then he said, "Oh, okay, then what to do?" Then he sat with us and he said, "How about like for 3-4 weeks? How about you go to Belgium? There are some Indian community out there, Antwerp and all that." We said, "Okay." Then he said, "No, it's okay." Then he said, "Why don't you go to Greece?" And then he gave us such wonderful countries, and every country he named, I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, and then every country's name he gave, and then he said, "Nee, wahan jaake, what will you do?" And then eventually, then after so many countries, he said, "Why don't you stay back at the ashram and work around the ashram and bring people for Christmas and do a course at the ashram in 2-3 weeks?" So we were like, okay. So that time for 3 weeks, Pooja, me, that time Ajay Vij also was in Germany. So Ajay Vij and a couple of German teachers. Every day, like after breakfast, 5-6 of us used to go out to places like Oppenau, Offenburg, Freudenstadt, Baden-Baden, and go and organize course for Christmas. And we did so much work, and that's how somehow we managed. About that course, you can ask Pooja how many people came for that course, but it was quite an experience. So lesson from this, I would say that even when you're teaching TTC and all that, but he never surprises you to make sure that you have to do the groundwork. Unless and until you don't do it, you will not learn. If you don't learn from your own experience, you are not able to share that or teach that. Experience teaches us a lot, right?
While doing all this sadhana, seva is so important in life. Has he ever guided you about the sadhana or, the personal growth?
Yeah, I remember one incident actually. I was with one teacher, and he asked Gurudev, courses are not happening. I've been working hard, calling people, doing intro talks, but courses are not happening. So Gurudev said, first thing he asked him, sadhana karte ho? Like, are you doing your sadhana? He said, yes, Gurudev, I do it for like 2 hours. And he said that, सुनो, साधना का समय मत बढ़ाओ, साधना की समझ बढ़ाओ. I don't know how to translate that in English, but like don't increase the time of your sadhana, but understand the maybe the reverence or the value of sadhana, the meaning of sadhana. And the more sattva you have, the more work will happen. So basically, us, I was there at that time, that raised the level of sattva. That was a good lesson for me at that time, I would say. Yeah.
And now you're serving as vice president on the board of Canadian Art of Living. How did that happen?
Yeah,
You're
that
full time with the board now, full time
yeah,
with the organization in Canada also. So
yeah.
how
So
did that?
yeah, like when I was in India, Africa, Europe, good work happened, big courses we were doing. And when I come back to Canada, it's a different place, When I came here for the first time, my first course was only 6 people, and I refused to take a course of 6 people. I said, like, I don't take 6 people courses. So, but from there, I learned. Then when things are not going well, then we start blaming people, things, and situations, and all that. Then after 2 3 years, uh, after 2 3 years, he I went and said, Guruji, things are like this and all that. What happened is after 2 3 years, yeah, things were not going well and all that. So we were telling Guruji, things are like this, people are like this and all that. And it was a very surprise to me that he said, he just called for few of us in the room and he said, I'm changing the board. Now Bhavesh Tolani will also be on the board. That's how like a surprise element, he made me a board member in Canada. And now, rather than complaining, now I have the entire responsibility of everything in Canada. And it's a good learning, I would say. And, yeah, and Gurudev is supporting me every step.
So many volunteers and teachers are watching this, Bhavesh. From your this whole journey, what learning you would like to share?
What learning? One learning I would say is, just follow his instructions to the T. That's what I have learned. See, sometimes when we go and ask him a question and we do not get a reply from him what we really want him to say, and sometimes we get a very weird or like, what kind of a reply is this? But I would say he knows what he's doing and he knows when to give how much and at what time. So never discard his expression, never discard his answers, never discard his actions also. That's my learning. So whatever I have done so far, wherever he has sent me, it's very important that we follow his instructions to the T. And trust me, like, I would say, trust me, it will happen. Whatever you want, you will get it, but at the right time. And sometimes he gives us more than we really want in life. That's my learning. That's my best learning. That just, we say that how much trust we have in him, but just imagine how much trust he has in us, that he's giving us this beautiful knowledge to go out and share, and so many responsibilities. That's my thing. Yeah,
What is Gurudev for you, Bhavesh?
he's God to me. That's it. Nothing more.
And if he's there in front of you right now, physically, how would you like to express this love and gratefulness to?
How will I express? I don't tell him I love you, but we sometimes go to him. I would like to live with an attitude with him that usually we go to him with some problems and ask him, Guruji, what should I do? What can I do about this? But I would like to become that person for him and go to him with a different what can I do is like, Guruji, Gurudev, tell me, what can I do? How can I contribute to what work you're doing and make your work less? Like, give me that strength and intelligence that what can I do with it? Not like, what can I do with it? But I want to change that what can I do to what how can I contribute? Give me that strength and intelligence and that energy, that sattva, whatever. I want to be that for him, that soldier for him, that he can rely on me wherever and whenever. I don't want to go to him with complaints. Yeah, that's my ichha.
Beautiful, Bhavesh ji. It was lovely interacting with you and uh, learning all these lessons from your journey on the path. Thank you for giving your time.
Thank you so much, Digvijay, for thinking of me, and I believe you're doing wonderful work. Thank you for doing all these things. It is
Jai
very
Guru.
inspiring. Thanks. Jai Guru.
Against foreign invaders and cancer, everything from HIV infection to the common cold. And what's been found is that the number of natural killer cells produced by our immune systems is significantly higher in people who practice Sky than the population at large. In today's world, if we want to increase the likelihood of a long, happy, and healthy life, we must be proactive in getting our stress levels under check and increasing the wellness aspect of our nervous system. And harnessing the power of the breath through specific breathing techniques is one of the easiest and most effective ways to do this.